are the sleeves. And what I did is we're going to hem on the top and the bottom where the armpit is. Zigzag stitch it and just do a small little hem, and then we'll continue on to the next step. Next, after this is all hemmed, you're going to want to fold it out on the wrong side, and then you're going to zigzag stitch this shut. It's the two straight end pieces. That way when you flip it, it'll look like that. Now, I also went ahead and marked the center points, which is here and here, with a pencil. Just put a tiny little line where you can't see it. And then I also move you up. I put it on my arm, and you see, put it right in the middle. Here we go. Right here, there's a line here because this is underneath the armpit. You don't want it to gather underneath your armpit because it's just going to look weird, because you want it to gather right here, not here. So mark it here and here where it's going to be sitting under your armpit. That makes sense? So just mark little lines there. I just used a pencil, and mark it on both of them. There's mine for reference, and I did it on both sides. You'll need to know this for your gathering points. And copy it to the other sleeve. And go ahead and zigzag stitch that side shut. Okay, I sewed this up, so that's all done. And I cut the excess off. Did that on both sleeves. Now, we need to make the cuffs for the bottom. It's basically long pieces of rectangle. I stuck it about where I would like it on my arm, which I'm thinking about right here. If it decides to focus. Thinking about right here, maybe a little further up. It basically depends after I sew it, how far it'll go. I'd say it's about 2 inches to give you an idea. And if you don't want it to be as flimsy, you can put interfacing in it, like a thin layer of it, and that'll help keep it, you know, from moving around as much, or at least stiffen it. But I'm going to try this first, and if that doesn't work, then I'll stick a piece in there. But I'm trying it without first, and you need 2 of them for 2 arms. So I'm hemming it, pulling it down and hemming it. We're going to do a zigzag stitch hem, and I'll get back to you. Alright, now that that's all sewn up, I lined it up with this one to see if it's even and stuff, which it is. And then I went ahead and just cut off the edge right there, because I could just sew it straight across, like that. The pins were there to mark where. So, basically, now we just clip them. And now we do a zigzag stitch straight across on both. And there's your cuffs. Make sure it's inside out when you straight stitch it too. I mean zigzag stitch. Okay, now that we got our cuffs sewn up, I turn them right side out. They're sitting there patiently waiting. Alright, now you want to make sure this is inside out, because we're going to turn your poof into this. I went ahead and tested it on this one, but I stopped after I gathered it. Okay, here's how you gather. Remember the marks that we marked earlier? You're going to start from mark and go all the way to the next one. So you're going to go around this way. And you're going to do it to both ends. So, here's what I did. this is how I did it. I hand do it. You can do it on your sewing machine by doing the widest and longest stitch, but I prefer to hand do it because it's caused problems for me. Get a pretty long piece of string. You know, basically thread your needle. And then knot it. I do 2 knots for safety. Snip off the tail. Alright. This is how you gather. Alright, we go to the mark. Remember, this is inside out. Pull the knot to there. Try to make it as clean as possible. Alright, now you're going to put your needle in and keep poking the fabric through it. It's basically a running stitch is what this is called. Once you do that, once you've gathered all over your needle, you pull it through. And that's how you do it. And you do it all the way around to the other mark. Sorry, I had to go get another camera because mine shut off while I was in the middle of explaining. But you want to leave the tail ends open and you want to do it on both sides. Hopefully you can see everything. I don't have a viewfinder on the front to know for sure, but hopefully you can. But leave the tail ends open. And now that we gathered both ends, we're going to do this. We're going to add the cuff to it, or at least pin it. So, how I did that, you find the bottom, which from the looks of it, this is the bottom, because this raises up real high. Okay, now, you want to pin right sides together. So put this right side in, have this inside out, pin your armpit seam, the 2 seams, together. And then pin, find that center mark that we made earlier. This is why you have that point. Now, we're going to gather the rest to fit onto here. So you just pull the string. Don't pull it too hard though. And then you want to spread it out evenly. I'm going to pin the 2 sides together, which would be right here. And right there. Okay, now we're going to pin the rest of this together. And if you need to move some ruffles around, just move them around. Leave the string till you're confident with the ruffles. So, now remember, you shouldn't have any ruffles right here where the armpit part is. So that's underneath your arm. You don't really need it there. The bottom thread isn't caught up in this because you don't want to accidentally sew it. Well, technically the top. And now I'm pinning it all over the place. Now that we got it nice and gathered. Now before you pin your last ruffles right here, I like to taut it just a little. You're going to tie this off. I do about 3 knots, but I'll wait till I pin it all the way around. And these are just little tiny hand knots because you're going to be sewing over it anyway, so it'll seal on its own. These don't have to, it's just got to hold the ruffle for now. If you can, you could cut the string shorter, but I'd rather just cut it all at once and get it all done at once. Okay, now trim it and take it out of the way, pin it. And there you have it. Then you put a pin. Scoop it over. Okay. And there you are. Now go ahead and zigzag stitch this on today. So just do not do this side yet. Go ahead and zigzag stitch this right here. You can do it a couple times if you want, but that should be good. And do it to both. Okay. You want to hem your armholes. Go ahead and hem those first before you attach the cuff. Use a zigzag stitch to hem. Okay, I'm hoping I'm getting this in shot. From the looks of it, I am. A little more just in case. Alright, that looks better. I'm assuming. I hope. Okay. But after you hem and the dress is turned inside out, leave it inside out. You're going to turn your sleeve poof right side out. Go ahead and flip everything. You should still have the top thread, so we can adjust the ruffles as necessary. Okay, now we're going to find our armpit seam, which is right here. Okay, here's the armpit. We're going to tuck this in there this way. And remember, your armpit seam is the lower. It's the one we sewed the first time. You're going to match seam by seam. And now get thread. Extra thread. Okay. Now, you're going to find that mark you made earlier in the midway point, and then connect it to the shoulder seam. Okay, after you got those two pinned, go ahead and start ruffling out your ruffles. Find the sides. Pin them the best you can. I like to do one side at a time, personally. Okay, now we're going to do this side. Which apparently pin the wrong side together first. Go figure, huh? Alright, we need to pull that this way because my knot's trying to come out over here. Okay, I'm going to repin this. Alright, now we're going to find the end. Right here. Now we're going to do the same thing we did before. I'm going to cut this a little shorter to make it easier. Do 3 knots. Pin it once more. Right here. And there you have it. Zigzag stitch this together. And that is your sleeve. Make sure you do it on both sides. Then when you flip the dress completely right side out, you should have puff sleeve. And this is what it looks like so far. Now we need to move on to the zipper and the back accessories. I'm hoping y'all can see, but this is what the sleeves look like on. I still pull the dress on up over me and still got the hood piece. But now we need to do the zipper and the back and add the buckles. And then our dress will be complete after. I don't have everything on underneath, I just threw it on right quick so you could see how the sleeves look. Which look pretty poofy and actually decently comfortable, shockingly. There they are. Okay, now we're going to install the zipper onto the dress. I got just a normal white zipper. Where did the thing go? Ah, crap. Okay. It is a 14-inch zipper. It's polyester, if that matters. And I put a dot right here, right in the middle where the zipper ends, because we're going to be cutting from the top of the neck all the way down to there. If you don't have a mannequin, you can have somebody help you, or you could just simply lay it flat on the ground and try it that way. You're just not guaranteed to get straight in the middle. So yeah, now we're just going to cut this open and pin the zipper in there. Also, side note, if you do want to make a mannequin, you can go on Ari's cat channel and you can actually see how we made this mannequin right here. I will leave the video down in the description below and put it up in the eye right now. So go there if you want to make a really cheap mannequin out of duct tape, cotton, and a t-shirt. Alright, I got the zipper pinned in there. Sorry, you see my leg. At least I shaved, so it ain't hairy. Anyway. You use the zipper foot and stitch it in there. And Cat's on the phone. Say hi, Cat. Hi! Anyway, stitch the zipper to the dress. And yeah, just use the zipper foot. I would suggest using a straight stitch, but if you want it to have a finished look, then use a zigzag stitch. It's really up to your preference, so I'm just going to wing it and see which one actually works. Okay, see you after. Okay, this is what I got going on so far. These are the buckles we're going to be putting on. They're originally supposed to be white, but I might keep them gold. I haven't decided yet, because I kind of like the goldish texture. Get that out of the way. So what I did is I marked where they go. There's 4 points underneath, so I know exactly where each buckle goes. And then from out there, I put a dot how far out I want to go, and then I put another dot how far I want it to be. That way the strap is exactly that. And then you want to go slightly in as you go down, like go in this angle, like follow my finger. And I'll show you that again. So you're going to go in like a V diagonal shape. And then I cut out some rectangle, same fabric of this, and then I have some thin interfacing in between, 2 scrap pieces of that, and it's going to sit like that. And I made 4 of these going by those sizes. And that's roughly what it will look like. So sew these pieces together. And yeah, then we'll go from there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold them and do a hem that way, because this fabric tends to fray a lot. I could just put it on my overlocker, but I don't know how to use it yet, so we're not going to do that yet. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to just do it that way. And keep folding it until it gets thinner than that buckle. So I might be able to fold it twice, possibly. So yeah, that's what we're doing. This is what we got now. I made the straps, and I also went ahead and put the buckles on. I did put little eyelets in there just to help hold it in place. But this is about where I ended up. It's a little burned on the edges because I was trying to fix the edges, but as you can see, they're still fraying anyway. So what I'm gonna do is I'm thinking about painting the edges a little, like just right on the edge, just so it doesn't fray more, is what I'm thinking. So if anything, the burnt edge gives it kind of a, I don't know, like a more demented type look. It'll be okay though. So yeah, now I'm just gonna go ahead and stitch it down on each end, because as long as I leave this exposed, the zipper, like I can have somebody help me get in and out of it. So that's what we're gonna do. And to make one of these tubes, what I did is I sewed all 3 pieces together and I folded it in half and then sewed it shut. And then I stuck the buckle on there, marked where it needed to be, the eyelet needed to be, and used a pair of pliers to put it on. That's what it looks like up close. And I did that 4 times. And this is what it looks like pinned. I'm trying to keep the buckles, you know, the straps evenly spread apart, but also the buckles lined up evenly, but you see the tier thing I was talking about. And we're only going to sew it right where you see the pins. We're not going to sew it any further because it should be able to hang on its own naturally. That way it doesn't cause problems in the back and you can still access the zipper. So now straight stitch it down. And this should be your dress complete. And then the way to get in and out, see how much gap you got? You got plenty, but when it's on your back, it'll just sit there. You just got to go through here, and that's it. And pull back up, you just do the same thing. It'd be easier if you have somebody zip you up, but there you are. I am going to go and paint these edges white to try to seal it off from fraying so much, because you see where it's fraying because it's really cheap fabric. And I'm going to attempt to paint the buckle. I'm going to try to, but I really like the buckle the way it is. But hers are white, trying to stay screen accurate, so, but if it was my personal decision, I'd leave it gold. But we're trying to go white, so that's what we're going to do. Okay, normally I would wash this first before we paint it, but considering it's fraying, for this purpose I'm not going to wash it first. So, for the fabric part, the edges, we're going to use this Tulip White. And then for the buckles themselves, we're going to use Folk Art Multi-Surface Titanium White. You could use this on both, but I'm going to use what it's usually intended for. So just paint that and let it dry. And there you are. I painted it white. See, like I said, I like the gold better, but since it's white, it's white. So we're making it white, which doesn't look too bad. It kind of looks like a straight jacket in a way. So I'm just waiting for that to fully dry, and we'll start working on other stuff, I guess. So that's it. I hope y'all enjoyed this tutorial, and I hope it was helpful in your Alice Hysteria endeavors. And I'll see y'all in the next one. Happy cosplaying. Bye!